Hey, it's Foreclosure Girl Boss, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I show investors how to level up and buy these foreclosures like a boss so that they can make money and not lose money. So, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you've been here before, then welcome back. So, today I want to talk to you about EMD, Earnest Money Deposit. And you may be saying, okay, I know what that is. It's a deposit that you give when you submit your offer, and that is correct. But there's something else that's important to know about the EMD. There's something else important to know about the EMD. So you should know how much the EMD is going to be, because somewhere in the instructions that tells you what you need to submit your offer, it should tell you how much the EMD is going to be. But what you need to know is, how do they want that EMD? A lot of the banks, a lot of the sellers of these REOs, a lot of the asset managers that manage these properties for the banks and these corporations and hedge funds, they want your earnest money deposit a lot of times to be in certified funds. Certified funds, meaning you can't stroke a business check. You can't come in there and give cash. It has to be in certified funds, meaning you have to go to your bank and get what's called a certified check for that amount, or a money order for that amount. And typically the amount of the EMD is going to be too much for you to get a money order. So typically you'll have to go to your bank to get it. Some of them now want the EMD wired. They want it wired to your settlement company. So you have to follow the instructions as to what the seller wants as far as your EMD, and that is super, super important. And let me share with you why that's important. Let me share with you why that's important. If you're submitting an offer on a property where the EMD has to be in certified funds, what if you're out of town when your offer gets accepted? What if you're out of town? How are you going to get a certified check over to your real estate agent so that you can move forward with your accepted offer? If that seller wants the funds wired to their settlement company, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? So you have to know upfront how much is the EMD, how much are they requesting of you for an earnest money deposit? When do they want that earnest money deposit from you? And how do they want it? Super, super important. It's not enough to just know how much the EMD is. Okay, they want $5,000. Okay. Next step, how do they want it? Does it have to be in certified funds? Can you stroke a business check for it? Does it have to be wired to your settlement company or wired to their settlement company? And when do they want it? Do you have to submit it with your offer? Do you submit it after your offer has been accepted? These are all super, super important questions just around your earnest money deposit. And not knowing that up front, if you're a person who travels or a person that's just busy and moves around a lot, that's super, super important for you to know. Another thing that I left out, I want to kind of circle back to, is you also want to know how much time you have to get it in. Like, do they want your earnest money deposit that day? Do they want your earnest money deposit in 24 hours? Do they want it in 48 hours? Do you have 2 business days? Do you have 3 business days? Like, how long do you have to get this earnest money deposit in? All right. So earnest money deposit, you need to know how much it is. How much are they requesting from you? You need to know what form does it need to be in. And you need to know how long do you have to get it in. How long to get it in. And the obvious is who to make the check out to. That's obvious. All right. So, all right, guys. So I wanted to touch on EMD because it's super, super important. As you can see, there are a lot of moving parts just with the EMD alone. Because again, like I said before, in one of my other videos, if you haven't seen it, please go back and go check it out. these REO properties, these foreclosure properties, are not sold like regular traditional real estate resale properties that you see on the market with a traditional homeowner. They just aren't. They've gone through the foreclosure process, and they have a whole different set of rules and regulations on how they're listed and how they're sold. And depending upon the seller, will depend upon that process. Every seller is different of these REOs. So make sure, guys, that you are leveling up and buying these foreclosures like a boss by knowing about your EMD. Ask questions. If you don't readily see it, and your agent doesn't tell you, ask these questions of them so that you know. All right? All right, guys. That sums up today's video. And until next time, toodles.